I woke up to the empty side of the bed, the chill of absence crawling over me. Jason? My voice cracked as I stepped into the living room. His phone was on the table, and a message lit up the screen. I can't do this anymore. I'm with her now. I'm sorry. My hand froze over the phone. No, this can't be real, I whispered. My stomach tightened not just with shock, but the tiny life inside me. He left me pregnant. I called him. Jason, pick up. Hey, his voice was casual, like I was calling to ask about groceries. I think we need space. Space? I laughed bitterly. I'm carrying your child, Jason. We're supposed to be a family. How can you just leave? I can't explain everything. I didn't plan it, and I am sorry. Sorry? I shouted, my hands trembling. Do you know what that word even means? You're leaving me, leaving us. For her? There was a pause. Look, it's complicated. You'll understand someday. I slammed the phone down. Understand? Understand what? That you don't care about me, about our baby? That you chose her over your own family? Silence swallowed the room. My chest ached. My tears came unbidden. I collapsed onto the couch, hugging my stomach. How could I have been so blind? I whispered. The sound of my own voice, broken and small, hit me harder than his betrayal. Memories of our laughter, our promises, and late-night plans tore through me. You said you loved me, you said you'd always protect me, my voice cracked. All lies. I stood abruptly, pacing. I trusted you. I believed in us. And now I'm alone. With a child I have to raise alone. Alone. The quiet was deafening. I could still see his face in my mind, that smug little smirk he wore when he thought he was charming me. I can't let this break me, I muttered, clutching the edge of the table. I won't. I sank into the couch again, tears spilling freely now. I have to survive. For me and for you. I whispered to the baby. I don't know how yet, but I will survive. The sun spilled weakly through the curtains, and for the first time today, I felt the faintest spark. Betrayed, abandoned, heartbroken, I was still breathing. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough to start over. I took a deep, shuddering breath. Tomorrow I start fighting. No more waiting. No more him. Just me. The next morning, my phone buzzed endlessly. I hesitated, then answered. Hey, I heard Sarah's voice broke over the line. I'm so sorry, I can't imagine I can. I snapped before catching myself. I can imagine. My voice trembled. I don't know what to do anymore. Come over. Please, don't be alone, she pleaded. I agreed reluctantly. Sitting in her cozy living room, I tried to explain. He left me, pregnant, for her. I trusted him, Sarah. I believed every word. And now, she said, pulling me into a hug. You're not alone. I've got you. And the baby, don't think of it as alone either. You'll see. You'll manage. I don't even know if I can, I admitted, tears streaming. I feel ashamed. I feel stupid for trusting him. You're not stupid, Sarah said firmly. You loved him. That's not weakness, it's human. And shame? That's theirs, not yours. Her words were soothing, but the emptiness gnawed at me. Later, my mother called. Why are you still crying? She demanded. What were you thinking? Getting married so quickly. You're ruining your future. I flinched. Mom, it's not like that. He left me. I didn't ruin anything. You're only thinking of yourself, she snapped. What about the baby? How will you manage? You need to be practical. I am thinking of the baby. I yelled. I am. But you don't understand, he left me. I'm heartbroken. I'm scared. And yes, I'm hurting. The line went silent, and I felt the sting of her judgment. I ended the call, letting the phone fall beside me. I sank into my bed and opened my journal, the blank pages staring back. I wrote, letting every word carry the pain I couldn't hold inside. He left me. I'm alone. I'm scared. I won't fail. I will rise. Memories of happier times flashed uninvited, his laughter, late-night talks, the way he held me when I cried. Each memory stabbed like a knife, but with the memories came clarity. I needed to focus, to survive, to reclaim myself. Sarah peeked in later with soup. You need to eat, she said softly. I don't feel like it, I whispered. Then at least let me keep you company. You don't have to be strong all at once, she said. Sitting beside me, I leaned against her shoulder, feeling a fragile comfort. Thank you for being here. I don't know what I'd do without you. You don't have to know. Just keep moving. Small steps, she said, That night, I wrote again, letting the pen draw strength from my pain. My anger, my shame, my heartbreak, they all merged into a promise. I would survive. Not just survive. I would grow. I would rise. And someday, he would see me not as someone he abandoned, but as someone he underestimated. The first seeds of revenge, of self-transformation, quietly took root in my heart. I wandered into the community theater with shaky hands, unsure why I even came. A man with kind eyes noticed me staring at the stage. "Hello there," he said gently. "You look like you're wondering if you belong." I don't know," I admitted. "I've never done anything like this before." "Neither had I. The first time I walked in here," he smiled. "I'm David. I work with the productions." "And you?" I'm Emily," I whispered, avoiding his gaze. "You seem nervous, Emily." Auditions can be scary, but they're also a chance to discover something about yourself. "You want to give it a try?" "I don't think I can," I said, shaking my head. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough." His voice was patient. "Let me guess, someone told you that before? Maybe someone who should never have spoken that truth over your life." I froze. How did he know? My voice caught. "It's complicated." "I get it. Complicated doesn't mean impossible. Trust me, some of the best performers started where you are right now, afraid, unsure, doubting themselves. But they tried anyway." "I am scared," I admitted. "I've been through so much lately." He left me, pregnant, alone. "I don't even know if I have the strength to." David leaned slightly closer, not intrusively. "Strength isn't always about knowing. Sometimes it's about trying, even when you're afraid." "I see something in you, Emily. Something real. Something worth sharing on stage." My chest tightened. You really think so?" "I do. Auditions are tomorrow. Come prepared. Just be yourself." "That's enough." I nodded slowly, feeling a strange flicker of hope. "I'll try." "You will. And even if it doesn't go perfectly, you'll learn. Every step matters." Later, walking home, I replayed his words in my mind. Even if it doesn't go perfectly, every step matters. It was the first time I felt like maybe I could move forward instead of being trapped in the betrayal and pain. The next day, I returned, nerves buzzing. David greeted me with a warm smile. "Ready?" he asked. "As I'll ever be," I muttered, clutching the script. "Good. Just remember your story, your emotions. That's what matters. Trust yourself. I'll be here." When I stepped onto the stage, I felt the raw fear melt into something else. Each line I spoke carried my heartbreak, my anger, my hope. And when I finished, David's eyes glimmered with pride. "You see?" he said softly. "You can do this. You are enough." For the first time since everything fell apart, I smiled. Not a small, fragile smile, but one that held promise. Maybe life wasn't over. Maybe I could rebuild. Maybe I could rise. And just like that, a tiny seed of self-worth took root inside me, nurtured by someone who believed in me when I couldn't. I stood outside the audition room, my stomach twisting into knots. My script felt like it weighed 100 pounds. "I can't do this," I thought. "I'm not ready. What if I fail?" David's words echoed in my head. "Trust yourself. Your story, your emotions, that's what matters." I drew a shaky breath and stepped in. The director, a tall woman with sharp eyes, looked up from her clipboard. "You must be Emily. Let's see what you've got. Begin when ready." I nodded, swallowing hard. My voice quivered as I began, pouring in the fear, heartbreak, and hope I carried inside. I can't keep living like this. I trusted you. And now I'm left with nothing but myself. And I will survive. I have to." The director's gaze never wavered. "Hold that emotion. Let it come through naturally. Don't overthink it." I nodded again, my hands shaking. My fellow actor, a tall guy with confident posture, smirked as he watched me. "Good luck," he muttered. I felt the faintest sting, like judgment wrapped in his words. "Thank you," I whispered, focusing back on the scene. I continued, voice growing stronger. "I may be afraid, but I won't let fear control me. I will take the steps I need. I will rise." The director's pen scratched across the paper. "Interesting," she murmured. "Not perfect, but you have raw emotion. That's valuable." I froze. "Really?" I asked, disbelief in my voice. "Yes, you feel it. You connect with it. That's what matters on stage." My chest swelled. "I can do this. I am enough." The fellow actor glanced at me, a flicker of respect in his eyes. "Not bad," he admitted. "You've got something." "Thanks," I said, trying to steady my voice. I've been through a lot. I guess it shows. The director nodded. It does, Emily. You're cast. A small role, but meaningful. You'll have a chance to grow. I blinked rapidly. I got it? Yes. Congratulations. Show up tomorrow at M. Be ready to learn. I stumbled back outside, script clutched to my chest. I couldn't stop smiling. I did it, I whispered, heart racing. I actually did it. David met me at the theater entrance. How did it go? I got it, I said, voice trembling with excitement. I'm actually going to be in the play. That's fantastic, he said, smiling warmly. See? I knew you had it in you. I feel hopeful, I admitted. Like maybe I can actually succeed without him. You can, David said firmly. Every step you take proves it. I stared at the building, realizing this small stage could be the first step to reclaiming myself. Betrayal, heartbreak, fear, they weren't gone, but they were no longer chains. They were fuel. For the first time in weeks, I felt a cautious sense of excitement. A small spark of hope that maybe, just maybe, I could rise from the wreckage of my past. I didn't expect to see him here, Jason, smiling like nothing had happened, arm wrapped around her. His new partner, tall and flawless, laughed at something he said, completely oblivious to the world around them. I tightened my grip on my clutch. Breathe, Emily. Don't show him he hurts you. Emily? A familiar voice whispered. It was Sarah. I didn't expect to see you here either. I had to be, I said, keeping my voice steady. I can't let him distract me. We stood in silence for a moment, watching the couple laughing. Jason glanced toward the crowd, his gaze passing over me without recognition. I forced a smile. He doesn't see me, I muttered under my breath. He doesn't even care. You're stronger than him, Sarah said softly. Remember that. I nodded, but anger bubbled inside me. He left us. And he's out here pretending like nothing happened. Focus on you, Sarah urged. Not them. I turned away, walking toward the exit. You're right. I have to keep moving, keep growing. Don't let him take anything from me anymore. At home, I pulled out my script and began practicing lines. Each word I spoke, each emotion I poured into the scene, felt heavier, more powerful. I imagined Jason watching from the audience. He might see the woman he discarded rising without him. Emily, you're pushing too hard, David warned when he visited later. You need rest, especially now. I can't rest, I said firmly, pacing the room. I need to prove to myself that I'm capable, that I don't need him. Channel the pain into the stage, he advised. Make it fuel, not poison. I whispered. Every rehearsal, every line, it's like I'm taking back what he tried to steal. My life, my happiness, my child's future. David nodded. That's the spirit. Let it strengthen you. The next week, I trained harder than ever. My belly grew, but so did my determination. I pushed through exhaustion, tears, and frustration, turning each hardship into an opportunity to build resilience. Sometimes I caught glimpses of myself in the mirror, pregnant, tired, but unbroken. I straightened my back. I am strong. I am enough. I will rise. One afternoon, Jason's new partner appeared outside my rehearsal room, asking about an old acquaintance. I could have been angry, but instead, I smiled politely. Hello, I said. Nice to see you. Her smirk didn't faze me. You look different, stronger, I replied calmly. She frowned, clearly unprepared for a response. I turned back to my lines, letting her arrogance slide off me. I had work to do, real work, building a future without him, and for the first time in months, I felt it. The betrayal that once crippled me had been transformed into power. My hardships, my pregnancy, my heartbreak, they weren't weaknesses. They were weapons, shaping me into someone unstoppable. I whispered to myself, staring at my reflection. He may have left, but he will watch me rise, and nothing will stop me. I walked into the rehearsal room, script clutched tightly, trying to ignore the flutter of nerves. Emily, glad you made it. David greeted me warmly. Ready to dive in? I think so, I murmured, my stomach twisting slightly. Being pregnant made everything more exhausting, but I refused to let it slow me down. The director called out, we'll start with scene 5. Emily, you're up first. My heart raced, but I took a deep breath. Okay, I said, stepping onto the small stage. You're trembling. The lead actor teased lightly. Nervous? A little, I admitted, feeling the heat rise to my cheeks. But I'll manage. David's voice echoed in my mind. Channel the pain into the stage. Let it fuel you. I spoke my lines, pouring every ounce of emotion I had: heartbreak, fear, determination. I may be small, I may be scared, but I will not be silenced. I will stand, even if it's just for myself. The director leaned forward, nodding. Good, very raw, very real. Keep that energy, you're improving. My fellow actors murmured between takes. You're different. I smiled faintly. Different, huh? I guess life changes you. After rehearsal, David caught up with me. You're growing stronger, Emily. People notice. Your emotions resonate on stage, they connect. I didn't expect that, I said, brushing a hand over my growing belly. I thought I'd just stumble through, but it feels powerful. It is, David said firmly. Reclaiming your story is more important than waiting for anyone else's judgment or revenge, I suppose, I whispered. Every time I perform, I feel lighter. Like I'm taking back the parts of me he tried to break. Exactly, he said, smiling. Each line, each scene, each rehearsal, it's a victory. Not for him, not for anyone else, for you. I nodded, realizing he was right. My small victories were proof I could stand on my own, even while pregnant, even while exhausted. My body ached, but my spirit felt stronger. Later that evening, I practiced alone, repeating lines in front of a mirror. I will rise. I will survive. I will be heard. Each word strengthened me, building confidence I hadn't felt in months. Sometimes I glanced around at the other actors, their casual chatter and laughter reminding me of how distant I once felt. Now, they looked at me with respect, not just for my talent, but for the determination they could sense radiating from me. Sarah stopped by later, carrying tea. You're glowing, she said softly. It's not just the pregnancy. It's you finally standing tall. I smiled faintly. It feels like I'm reclaiming myself, piece by piece, and that's only the beginning, she said. As I sipped the tea, I realized she was right. My pain, my heartbreak, my hardships, they weren't chains. They were fuel. I was rising from ashes, stronger, wiser, and ready for what came next. My phone buzzed, and my heart sank. I knew the number. Jason, Emily, he said softly. I just wanted to check on you. And the baby. I stared at the screen, anger bubbling beneath the surface. Check on me? After everything? After leaving me alone, pregnant, and heartbroken? I know I messed up, he admitted. But I worry about you. About us. Us? I laughed bitterly. There's no us, Jason. You made that very clear when you left. Don't pretend like you care now. I just thought what? I cut in sharply. That you could play hero by calling months later? That your concern makes up for months of abandonment? He was silent for a moment. I want to be part of the baby's life. You think a phone call fixes it? I snapped, pacing. Do you realize what you've done? You abandoned me, left me to figure out everything alone. And now you call and expect forgiveness? I didn't mean to hurt you, he said quietly. Didn't mean to? I felt tears prick my eyes. That's all you ever say. Didn't mean to. Didn't plan to. Didn't know how it would feel. You don't care, Jason. You care about yourself. Always have. There was a pause, and I could almost hear him searching for words. I am sorry, really. Sorry doesn't fix anything, I shouted. It doesn't erase the sleepless nights, the fear, the humiliation. It doesn't erase the way I had to force myself to move forward without you. Your apology means nothing if your actions don't change. I see that now, he admitted, voice low. I was selfish. I took a deep breath, trying to calm the storm inside me. Yes, you were. And understanding that now, it doesn't make a difference. I've already begun living my life. I've started building something for myself and my child. I don't need you to fix anything. You don't forgive me? I don't forgive easily, Jason. Especially not when forgiveness is just a way for you to feel better while leaving me to pick up the pieces. I understand, he said, a note of regret in his voice. That's all I need you to do. Understand that your selfishness won't hold me back. I'm focusing on me now. My success, my happiness, my baby. Not you. There was silence on the other end. Then he said quietly, I hope you find peace. I will, I said firmly. And I will rise, with or without you. Goodbye, Jason. I ended the call and let the phone drop. My chest heaved, but for the first time, I felt clarity. Betrayal had no hold over me anymore. I would channel every ounce of pain into growth, strength, and success. I whispered to myself, touching my belly, we'll be okay. We don't need him. Not now. Not ever. The audition room smelled of wood and dust, the kind of place that made your heart pound before you even began. David gave me a reassuring nod. You're ready. Trust yourself, Emily. I hope so, I whispered, clutching the script. My growing belly reminded me of everything I'd endured, every sleepless night, every pang of betrayal. The director called my name. Emily, let's see you handle the lead role. My stomach twisted. Lead? Are you sure? Yes. Show us what you've got. I stepped forward, voice steady at first. I can't keep pretending. I can't keep hiding behind lies and smiles. I've been broken, abandoned, but I will rise. The lead actor, a tall woman with sharp eyes, watched me critically. You sure you can handle this? It's a heavy role. I have to try, I said quietly. The director gestured. Begin. I threw myself into the lines, pouring every fragment of heartbreak, every ounce of loneliness, every pulse of hope into the performance. I trusted someone with my entire life, and he left. He left me to figure out everything alone. But I'm stronger than I thought, and I won't let betrayal define me. The lead actor's eyebrows raised. She's raw. She's real. You're doing well, David whispered from the side. Keep going. Let it move you. I continued, voice trembling then growing stronger. I've learned something important. Pain isn't weakness. It's fuel. Each heartbreak, each sleepless night, it's shaping me. I am not just surviving. I am becoming someone I never knew I could be. The lead actor leaned forward, eyes softened. There's something in you, real emotion. I can respect that. Keep it alive. I nodded, swallowing the lump in my throat. Thank you. I am giving everything I have. I want this role not for recognition, but to show that even after being broken, I can create something beautiful. During breaks, my fellow actors approached me. Emily, your vulnerability on stage, it's inspiring. You turn heartbreak into art. I thank you, I said, tears threatening. It's not easy, but it feels right. Like I'm reclaiming myself. David caught my eye. You see it? They respect you because you've embraced yourself. Your pain is your power. I think I'm starting to see that, I admitted softly. Every line, every rehearsal, it's reshaping me. I'm not just a betrayed wife anymore. I'm someone who can rise, someone who can be admired for who I am, not who I was with him. The director clapped once, decisive. That's enough for today. Emily, you have the role if you want it. Lead. Your vulnerability is your strength. Don't lose that. I exhaled, relief and pride mixing into one powerful sensation. I accept, I whispered, touching my belly. For me, and for this little life inside me, we'll rise together. For the first time in months, I felt truly empowered. Betrayal had forged me into someone new, someone strong, someone unafraid to claim her story and transform it into art. The theater buzzed with anticipation. I felt my hands trembling as I waited behind the curtain. Emily, you look ready, David whispered, placing a reassuring hand on my shoulder. I don't feel ready, I admitted, my voice low. My stomach is full of nerves, and my heart, I don't know if I can do this tonight. You've done the work, he said firmly. Every rehearsal, every tear, every ounce of pain, it's all yours to give. Trust yourself. I nodded, swallowing hard. Okay, I can do this. The curtain rose. The lights hit, and suddenly, I was no longer scared. I was alive. Every emotion I'd carried since the betrayal, every sleepless night, every pang of doubt poured through me as I spoke my first line. I trusted you, and you left. I was broken, scared, and alone. But here I am standing, not because of you, but in spite of you. The audience was silent, hanging on each word. I could feel their attention, their empathy, their connection. The lead actor whispered during a scene change. You're incredible, Emily. Your pain, it's real. It moves people. Thank you. I breathed, focusing back on the stage. It's been my teacher. Halfway through, I glanced briefly at the audience. My eyes froze. There he was, Jason, sitting quietly, expression unreadable, eyes on me. My chest tightened. Good, I thought. Watch me. See what you left behind. The next scene demanded I express fear and hope together, and I channeled everything, my heartbreak, my betrayal, my newfound strength. I may have been abandoned, but I am not defeated. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, it forged me. And now, I rise. The audience responded with soft gasps and murmurs. Some wiped tears away. I felt a surge of triumph, not over him, but over myself. During the final act, the lead actor gave me a small nod. "You've grown into this role," she said quietly. "You've transformed," I whispered back. "I've transformed because I chose to rise, not to wait for someone else's mercy." As the curtain fell, the applause erupted. It wasn't just polite clapping, it was recognition, genuine appreciation. My heart swelled with pride. David hugged me from the side. "You did it. You conquered this stage, Emily." I glanced at Jason again. He hadn't moved, but I didn't need him to. The irony wasn't lost on me. He was witnessing my triumph, silent, powerless, while I shone. I turned to the cheering audience, tears in my eyes. This is mine," I whispered. "All of it. My pain, my strength, my story." For the first time, I felt complete. Betrayal had ignited me, and now the spotlight confirmed what I already knew. I was unstoppable. I was sipping tea at the cafe when my phone buzzed. Sarah called, excitement in her voice. "Emily, did you see the reviews?" she said. "Everyone's talking about your performance. You stole the show." I smiled faintly, pride warming me. "I saw some mentions online. It's still surreal. You deserve every bit of it. People are noticing your talent, your strength." "Thanks, Sarah. It feels different. Like finally, people are seeing me, not just the girl who was abandoned." David appeared beside me, his presence comforting. I heard, "Congratulations. You've earned every word of praise. I couldn't have done it without you," I said, touching his hand lightly. "You believed in me when I couldn't even believe in myself." He shrugged, smiling. "I just reminded you what was already there. You did all the work. Every tear, every rehearsal, this is yours." Meanwhile, news started reaching me about Jason. Word was spreading that his new business venture was failing. The partners he'd relied on were abandoning him, his reputation sinking due to his reckless choices. "I heard about Jason," Sarah said cautiously. "I'm sorry, Emily, but it seems karma is catching up with him." I let out a soft laugh, a mixture of irony and relief. "It's not about revenge. I never wanted to hurt him. I just wanted to rise, to take my life back. This is natural consequences. Justice in its quiet way." David nodded. "Exactly. You focused on building yourself, and life handled the rest. That's the real power." I thought about the sleepless nights, the heartbreak, the betrayals. Each pain had become a lesson, a stepping stone. And now, I was surrounded by people who genuinely cared. "Emily, you're glowing," Sarah said. "It's not just the pregnancy. It's you. Strong, unstoppable." I smiled, feeling a warmth spread through me. I've realized something important. Happiness isn't about waiting for someone else to regret their mistakes. It's about reclaiming your life, your story, your joy. Everything else follows. David put an arm around my shoulders. "And you're doing just that. Every step shows it." We sat together for a while, talking, laughing, planning for the next play, the next chapter. For the first time, I felt a balance in my life, a quiet justice that didn't need fanfare. Later, as I scrolled through messages of congratulations from friends and colleagues, I caught myself thinking about Jason again. Not with bitterness, not with anger, but with calm clarity. He was facing his own consequences. His life was unraveling in ways he couldn't control, and I was thriving, building something real, surrounded by people who truly mattered. I whispered to myself, touching my belly, "We'll be okay. Life has a way of balancing itself, and I am ready for whatever comes next." Karma had unfolded quietly, subtly, perfectly. And I was standing in the center of my life, strong, empowered, and finally free from the shadows of the past. The stage lights felt different tonight, warmer, brighter, almost like they were welcoming me, not just illuminating the space. David smiled from the wings. "Are you ready, Emily?" I took a deep breath, placing a hand on my growing belly. "I think so. Tonight isn't about anyone else. It's about me and this little life inside me. You've earned this," he said softly. "Every struggle, every tear, it's all led here." I nodded, stepping forward. "Thank you for believing in me when I couldn't believe in myself." Backstage, Sarah leaned close. "You're glowing. Not just from the pregnancy, this is your strength shining through." "I hope it's enough," I whispered. "I hope I can show them who I've become." The audience quieted as I began. "I am not defined by betrayal, by heartbreak, or by abandonment. I am defined by the courage to rise, the will to fight, and the love I carry for myself and my child." A hush fell. The words felt heavier coming from me, heavier with truth than any script could hold. The lead actor approached me after a scene. Emily, every line, every pause, it's real. You've embraced yourself completely. That's rare. Thank you, I said, swallowing. It took time. Pain taught me, pain shaped me. But it didn't break me. I had to claim my story. David appeared beside me. And you did. You're not just performing, you're living your truth. I'm learning that thriving isn't about proving anything to him, I admitted quietly. It's about proving it to myself. Every step, every performance, it's a testament to that. During intermission, Sarah hugged me. Your confidence, your presence, it's magnetic. People are drawn to you because you're real, Emily. Not because of anyone else, but because of you. I've realized something important, I said softly, looking down at my belly. This pregnancy, it's more than life. It's hope. It's resilience. A new beginning that I can celebrate openly. You're embracing your future, David said, smiling proudly. And letting go of the past. I nodded. Exactly. Tonight isn't about revenge or validation. It's about claiming my life, my story, my happiness. Everything else, approval, judgment, even him, it doesn't matter anymore. As I returned to the stage, I felt a lightness I hadn't known in months. My voice carried through the theater with strength and clarity. I am enough. I am strong. I am capable of love, of joy, of success on my own terms. The audience rose in applause, but I barely noticed them. I noticed myself breathing freely, standing tall, fully present. David's hand squeezed mine from the wings. You did it, completely. I looked down at my belly, smiling through tears. We did it, I whispered. And this is only the beginning. For the first time, I felt fully liberated, thriving independently, embracing my story, celebrating life itself. This was my ultimate victory. No revenge, no validation from him, just pure redemption of self. The final act began, and the theater lights warmed my skin like a soft embrace. David appeared at the wings, whispering, "You're ready, Emily." Every moment led to this. I feel alive, I admitted, hands brushing over my belly. All the pain, all the nights I thought I couldn't go on, it's led here. To me. You've earned every second, he said. Remember, this is your story now, not his, not anyone else's. I nodded, stepping onto the stage. It's hard to believe sometimes, I murmured, that I could feel so small, so abandoned, and now I stand here, whole. The audience hushed as I began my lines. I once let someone define my worth, my joy, my future. I let betrayal shadow me, but no longer. I rise for me, for my child, for the life I will create. A murmur ran through the crowd. I could sense their connection, their understanding. It fueled me further. Mid-scene, I glanced at the front row. There he was, Jason, watching silently. My chest tightened for a heartbeat, then I let it go. It doesn't matter. Not anymore. Sarah leaned close during a brief pause. You're radiant, Emily, not just on stage, inside. I've learned, I whispered, that strength isn't about revenge or proving someone wrong. It's about claiming yourself. Fully, unapologetically. The lead actor, standing beside me, nodded. You've transformed. Every line, every pause, it's authenticity. People see you, really see you. David smiled from the wings. Exactly. You've taken Heartbreak and forged it into something beautiful. Art, courage, resilience, all yours. I felt a surge of warmth. Every rehearsal, every tear, every sleepless night, it wasn't wasted. It built me. And now, I can give it all back to the audience, to myself, to the life I'm creating. The final lines came, and I poured my soul into them. I am enough. I am strong. I am capable of love, of joy, of a future that no one can take from me. Applause erupted, sweeping over me like a wave. But it wasn't just noise, it was recognition, validation, and closure. I didn't need him to acknowledge me. I had acknowledged myself. David's hand found mine backstage. You did it, Emily. You stand tall, completely. I feel it, I said softly, looking down at my belly. We stand tall, together. We've built this new life. No shadows, no regrets, only strength. Jason remained in the audience, silent, irrelevant. And I didn't care. I turned back to the cheering crowd, eyes shining. This is our moment. Mine. And my child's. A life of choice, of hope, of freedom. For the first time in years, I felt fully liberated. Pain had become power. Heartbreak had become artistry. Betrayal had become resilience. And I, standing center stage, alive and radiant, was unstoppable.